like dope again. I don't even smoke, but my bro got a hole on him. Riding with a nigga from the pool with a bull on him. I don't think you know who you Nah, yeah, I know I am. Smelling like dope again. I don't even smoke, but my bro got a hole on him. Riding with a nigga from the pool with a bull on him. If he tryna go now.
What's good to you all? I hope everyone has been staying safe, creative, have been working on inner healing, and have just been trying to work on growing as a person. First, I want to start off with rest in peace, George Floyd. My last YouTube video, I stated that I was going to be making more videos where I'm actually talking to you guys and actually connecting with my followers and my fans. And I think that's essential for you guys to really get that what's goody energy and really knowing and matching the voice with the brand. And I am my brand, which is what's goody. And like I said, what's goody is about energy. And it's about keeping it raw, keeping it true. And I couldn't help with everything that's been going on with these past couple of days is talk about and broadcast about how this is the biggest march in our history of lifetime, you know, in this lifetime, I mean. I think it's really cool to see people all over the world coming out to speak out about Black Lives Matter. And I have to say really quick too, you know, for all those who, you know, ignorance is bliss, but those who are ignorant to the fact that they are not fully aware of the hardships that the Black community has had to face, I encourage you to go do research. Please go do research. Actually, I urge you to go do research, because to be in 2020 today, there is no reason, there's no excuse why you are not aware of your actions and how you treat people, especially being of a certain age. You know, I know that growing up, we're cognitive beings. So that means that everything we do is learned behavior. And I just feel like at some point, you know, no matter your situation, you know, some people were all brought up in different environments, different situations, and we're taught and fed different knowledge. But at some point and at some age, you have to do the searching for yourself. You have to know for yourself who you are, you know, and how do I want to treat my peers? I think that's the biggest thing about this Black Lives Matter. It's not about Black people coming forward and saying only Black Lives Matter. That's not the case at all. And if you think that's what this is about, you have completely missed the message, and I'm glad to let you know that you have completely missed the message. But for those who understand that all lives matter is redundant, we know all lives matter. If all lives matter, the Black Lives Matter movement wouldn't even be a thing right now. And I think for me, what really touched me was, you know, being a Black young female. You know, I'm Scandinavian, West African, North African, and Native American, French, British. You know, we're all a blend of things. But growing up, I went to majority elementary, middle school with white kids. And it was different. Definitely different. From my own personal experience, and I'm not saying that I think that all white people are bad. Not at all. Not at all. I have very close friends who are white peers. But for those who aren't aware of their privilege, it's a completely different story. Growing up, I always felt like people didn't care about Black people. They didn't care about what we went through because, you know, to them it was just another history lesson. You know, in school you grow up, elementary, middle to high school, we learn about slavery, and we realize that they're not really giving us any true depth. You know, our teachers aren't really breaking down what really happened. And it's not even that. It's just when you're taught what happened during slavery in America, you can just listen and know that there's holes in the story. You know, and for me, it was always like, oh, wow, you know, even though I know that, man, in 7th grade, me learning about slavery in my history class, about civil rights and all that stuff, was different. You know, like, it was different, but it was still in the same course. And then when I get to 8th grade, I realize, okay, you know what? I know that, you know, every year we learn about slavery, but there's always that hope that I'm going to learn something new. But I never got a chance to receive that. And my peers would just kind of, brush off the fact about learning about slavery and really being educated with what's going on. And I understand people get tired of it sometimes. People get tired of having to talk about the lives that are lost. Black lives, innocent Black lives that are lost. I get tired of talking about it. Matter of fact, the Black culture, we get tired of having to make it so clear about how important this is and how important it is for people to stand up for their friends. In a world that is very diverse, I know that you have a Black coworker. I know that you either have a Black coworker, a Black friend, a friend who has a Black friend. You walk past a Black person. You walk past a Black person on the street, in church, in the grocery store, wherever you are. There's just, this entire world is full of people from different cultures and different flavors. And to just completely just not even try to get to know somebody who has a different sense of culture to me is just baffling. And it's so distasteful to me. And, those cops, rest in peace, like I said again, rest in peace again, George Floyd. Those cops that have been convicted of their wrongdoings is just the beginning. Yes, it's a step. It's just a step, though, it's just really a step. But I'm grateful for that step. I know my ancestors are grateful for that step. When I see people out there marching and whatnot, I wasn't there marching because, for me personally, I can't be out there marching right now because I'm not trying to get arrested, one. Because I am an activist and I'm a strong Black woman, and I'm definitely not for wrong treatment and brutal treatment. So I'm not even going to put myself in that predicament, but better believe that I am going to be all on social media, whether that's Twitter, whether that's Facebook, whether that's Instagram, whether that's right now here on YouTube, informing people and letting them know how important it is about this movement right now. And it's just crazy to me. It really is crazy to me just to see the type of people that we surround ourselves with that we don't even know we surround ourselves with. That's the crazy part. You could be kicking with someone, don't even know they're racist. And that's the thing. It's not white people against Black people. That's not what this is at all. That's not what this is at all. This is everyone versus races. That's what that is. Everyone versus races. And unfortunately, we have somebody in office that doesn't care about me. He doesn't care about my culture. He doesn't care about those Hispanic kids that he has sitting in those cages. He doesn't care about where we come from if we're not part of that Eurocentric group that he has, and that's the thing. We're all blended. We're all so blended with different cultures and whatnot. So to just look at somebody, and because you can't see that I'm actually 25% white, that you're just going to assume that I don't share some type of culture with you. And that's what blows my mind, yo. That's what's so crazy. I just feel like we have to continue to stand up for what's right. Last year when we had the women's empowerment movement, that was huge. And to see that we're doing this year, a movement, but for Black Lives Matter, is so cool to me, because never in my life have I seen movements this big and this monumental. And I think while people felt like 2020 was the year, dang, I can't go to this party, or I can't make this move that I wanted to make, it's not about that. 2020 is about healing. And I think if you are blessed to know that is great. And it is important about what you do with it. What do you do with that information, with now knowing that 2020 is about healing? 2020 is about healing each other and healing ourselves. And if you don't understand that, you're not going to really get out of 2020 what most people are getting right now. And that's revelation. That's true revelation. And I just hope that it would behoove everybody to take an extra step in becoming an advocate for your peers. Whether that's not supporting racist brands that don't actually care about your culture. They just want to prophesize off of you. And that's a whole nother conversation of culture vultures. But it is important that we support businesses that are a part of our culture. Whether you're Hispanic, whether you're Indian, whether you're Asian, whether you're Black, it doesn't matter, whether you're white. I think it's important for everyone to support the culture that they come from. If people just supported each other, we would be in such a different place right now in life, of course, you know, and the vibes would be different. The energy would be different. The love would be overwhelming almost. And that's what we need more of right now, period, you know, is love. And that's what it really comes down to, love. Love rules all, and I think love conquers all. And love is everything. Love is the root to everything. And love can be the root to evil, too. Love can be the root to evil. But, you know, it's about what you do with it. It's about what we do with the knowledge that we know and the knowledge that we have. And I think it is important for us to be leaders for these generations coming up, these children coming up, and teaching them not to put hate in their heart. And teaching them that there are people who have been placed in this earth who have to live with fear every day. You know, that's what people don't get. Like, being Black, ever since I was a child, fear has been implemented into me about basically not being able to be as successful as I want to be because I'm a Black woman, or me not being able to just simply do some things that other cultures would get away with because I'm a Black woman. Even when I got pulled over for a speeding ticket last year, I got pulled over for a speeding ticket, and I was terrified. I was pulled over by a white cop. It was about 10 o'clock at night. I was coming from my college class, and I was just trying to get home. And, you know, I probably was going too fast, but when the cop pulled me over, I didn't even get a chance to see his face. He just had his flashlight, and I'm just looking at his legs, literally, while I have my window down. He's just like, license and registration. And all I could think about was Black Lives Matter. All I could think about was Sandra Bland. And that's what people don't get. A lot of people don't get. But I am proud and I'm happy to know that everyone is trying to take that extra step in understanding what exactly we are dealing with today, and understanding your place in society, and understanding what you are going to do about it and how we're going to move into the future. All right. I can't urge enough that everyone keeps showing love, showing energy. And, you know, it's really hard to be creative right now, because why be creative when we are in a time of revelation, like I said, in a time of dealing with the elephant in the room, you know, with everyone dealing with themselves and really understanding who they are, like I said. And that's essential. And this all comes into play with self-love and just self-improvement, mindfulness. These are all essential qualities that we are not taught as kids. All we're taught is about how to get a job, how to go to college, but we're not taught how to love each other. We're not taught how to serve each other. And that's really what it comes down to at the end of the day. Because if we knew how to do that, we'll be a more powerful world. We'll be a more powerful nation. And that's why at the end of the day, for me, it is important for me to share with you guys about what What's Goody is about, and about how What's Goody is going to change the world, because it's about bringing back substance, bringing back what's real, bringing back what's raw. And right now we have airwaves contaminated with things that aren't real, that aren't genuine, that aren't everlasting. And that's what I want. That's what I want to give, is just give everlasting vibes and keep the vibes unapologetic. But I could go on and on about this topic. I thank you guys for tuning in right now. This was a very sensitive topic for me, and something very close to me, clearly. I just want to say that I hope that you guys continue to share love and share What's Goody. You know, let people know what's goody. What's goody with your energy. You can't help but say what's goody with a smile. What's goody? What's goody, baby? What's popping? What's really goody? But how many times am I going to say that? But for real though, it's all about energy, and your energy has everything to do with how everything moves in this world. Everything is a domino effect, and I hope that doesn't go over your head. All right? Keep the vibes unapologetic. And I hope you tune in for next week's episode. If you missed my last episode where I chop it up with Sue Generous, please go check that out. It's a vibe. It's cool. I'm giving you energy. He's giving you energy. And honestly, this was goody, baby. Let's get it. Tap in with me next week, and I promise you it will always be a vibe. What's goody?
A nigga from the pool with a pull on him. If he tryna go, let me know.